Let's discuss the alleged Rashee Rice street racing
So
incident.
yesterday, Dallas police were searching for Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice in connection with a major car accident. The accident occurred when a Corvette and a Lamborghini were reportedly racing on Saturday evening. Both of the drivers lost control of their whips at one point and caused a six-vehicle accident in northeast Dallas. If you've been
This shit was
online
not
at
shit.
all
No
today, you've
possible
probably
none.
been seeing it everywhere, but it's hard to know which parts are facts and which parts are not. So I've been reading these reports and it hasn't even been confirmed that Rashee Rice himself was ever at the crime scene. And look, I know we've seen these pictures and videos on the internet, and if you ask me my opinion, yeah, this looked
I
like
don't see
him. With
this.
that said, man, here's
I
what
didn't
we
see
know.
that.
One
Oh
of the
shit.
vehicles is registered in Rashee's name, and according to several
You gotta
articles, the
fuck you.
police call sheet lists
Ain't send me
Rice
anything.
as one of the drivers. Still, a lot of those same articles are a little bit hesitant to confirm that Rashee was actually driving a car. Now, I was gonna drop this yesterday, but I wanted to wait to see if we got any new info, especially after Josina Anderson tweeted that Rashee's team would drop a statement on today. Unfortunately, the statement doesn't really clear up much, but we got another detail that does seem to add some clarity. TMZ dropped a photo of Rashee from earlier in the day,
Oh
and as you can
nah.
see, it looks as if he's wearing the same shirt. So I didn't want to make too many assumptions with all the weird stuff that can happen on the internet, but this one right here seems to pretty much confirm it. So for the rest of this short video, we'll be operating under the assumption that he was driving a car, that he did crash it, and that seems to be what happened. But I still want to
Yeah.
point out that while it does look that way, I'd have to call them strong assumptions more than facts at this point. Based on what we know at the time of me recording this, at least one person was brought to the hospital already. Remember, these two cars racing caused a 6-car accident, but fortunately everybody involved was said to just have minor injuries. Another woman who was traveling with her 4-year-old son was injured, but she was grateful to make it out okay, and it seems her son was unharmed. She said following the
It wasn't
accident,
that
she
bad.
saw a group of men take a pair of white cleats from the back of one of the cars before they walked off. She said they showed no
Can't just walk in
empathy
this,
or concern for the other people that were involved in the
Yeah, bro.
accident,
I ain't
didn't
gonna
check
lie.
to see if
That's
nobody was
crazy.
okay. They just hightailed it out of there, which is a really goofy move, and I just feel like selfishness runs rampant in this country. Another witness says they saw the men take guns and a bag from the vehicles as well before they dipped out. I'm gonna be real, I don't really think that's relevant, but it always makes a situation sound more dire when there's a weapon indirectly involved. A lot of people in this country carry weapons, so I understand what that detail kind of does to your brain.
I don't understand, bro. I like, maybe I'm like older and shit. Maybe I don't understand. But if I hit somebody, bro, I immediately get out and like make sure they okay, bro. Cause like I caused the accident. Like that's just like if I'm in this situation, I'm not leaving both my cars that are registered in my name on the scene. I'm not just walking off without checking on anybody else. Cause eventually I'm gonna get called for this shit. Cause I left my vehicles on scene. This shit is
But I got
stupid.
an issue with what they did. I'm unmoved by the weapons. But even still, dipping from the scene makes absolutely no sense. Like, we know who you are, bro. You just won the Super Bowl. And you did it with the most famous active quarterback on the planet, the most famous tight end on the planet, who recently got 100 times more famous. The car is registered in your name, so why flee the scene? Well, there is one reason. Maybe he was under the influence. Again, I obviously don't know. I'm just thinking of the pros and cons. And if you are under the influence and you stay there and take a sobriety test versus dipping, sobering up, and then turning yourself in later,
Yeah,
but
you
admittedly
could be
not knowing a whole
influenced.
lot
I
about how
forgot
these
about that.
laws work, that would seem to make some sense.
Yeah.
It's also totally possible that the dude just panicked, or maybe one of the other cats in the car said, "Let's dip," and everybody
Yeah,
just
follow the
went
crowd.
with it. Those are guesses, by the way, bro. 100% not facts. But I've already given you all the facts we know, so the rest of this is 100% my opinion. I'm sure the first thing we all thought about was the Henry Ruggs situation from a couple years back. First round pick, plays wide receiver, bro, just like Rashee Rice. Ironically, in the same division and everything. I could hop on here and say,
not
I
the
can't
same thing,
believe he
no.
didn't learn from that situation with Henry Ruggs, who's now serving time in prison. Unfortunately, bro, most humans don't work like this. We've been trying to warn ourselves for years about AI robots, and here we are. Most people seem to have an unreasonable air of invincibility to them. It's like we just don't believe the bad things can happen to us. We're smarter,
I'm not
we're
looking at it right now.
slicker, we're just flat out better drivers. We won't make the same mistakes. We're the one who can thread the needle. If you really pay attention to how most humans operate, bro, we put our lives at risk for recreation. It's just how we built. You can't deny this. Don't try to act like I'm crazy. We're just really audacious creatures. So when I saw the Rashee Rice stuff pop up on my timeline, I can't sit here and say that I was shocked or surprised. Rashee is 23 years old. Just won a Super Bowl in his rookie year, and I'm sure dude was on top of the world. That's what happens with most of us. We get more and more audacious until eventually we get smacked back down to earth and wisen up. Some people are so privileged they never have to hold their L's. And some are so unlucky, one L is all they get. Fortunately for Rashee, again assuming he was driving a car, nobody lost their life because of his foolishness. The thing about getting older and not much, but just marginally wiser. You still...
And I still don't think this shit is going to be like game changing or like career changing for real. I think he'll still be on the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to cut him. I think he'll just have to pay a whole bunch of people some money, and then it's just gonna go away.
Do a lot of dumb stuff and mess up so much.
This situation gonna be associated
really
with him, though, for sure.
Hate to judge others too harshly because you don't want it to come across like you think you can't mess up. But as you get a little bit wiser and you see cats still making the same mistakes that the last set of 23-year-olds made, the same mistakes you made when you was at that stage of your life, you just seen it so many times. It's like you recognize the pattern. You feel like Brady dropping back against a rookie defensive coordinator. And it's frustrating because you know, bro, them kids ain't gonna listen the same way you ain't listen. You just gotta hope they live through it and eventually wise up. That don't mean don't tell them, like, that don't mean don't try to warn them, but it won't make sense to most of them until they already have done most of the dumb stuff. This is a side note and a tangent, but it's why I got tired of watching Last Chance U after 2 or 3 seasons. It's like I know the damn pitfalls that you're about to step into, and I know you'll be warned, but I know you'll ignore those warnings. So as somebody who care about you, it's hard for me to watch you just walk into that same damn landmine that I can see plain as day. Eventually I gotta turn my head, or better yet just turn the TV off, because I just can't keep watching cats make the same mistakes. And it's the same with this stuff. Young dudes drive fast, but at the same time it's a bunch of older dudes who drive just as fast, who do just as much dumb stuff, but they've mostly gotten away with it. And I worry about them more than I worry about the guys who crash at 23. And listen, bro, I get it, man. Anybody can have a wreck, but the racing on the highway, bro, stop that dumb shit. Bro, please stop doing that. I know some people that's listening do it, and even though I know cats ain't gonna listen, bro, I'm gonna try to warn you anyway. If you think you invincible, bro, that's cool. But what about the mom with the 4-year-old in the car? What about the son driving his mom home from surgery and here your goofy ass come doing 160 on the highway? Like, think about the other people if you don't care about yourself. Think about your family being put in.
Or just like do this shit at fucking 4 a.m., 3 a.m. when no one's on the fucking highway.
Unnecessary danger. Think about your girl just gave birth and she tired, bro. She out of it. And you in charge. You got to get that newborn from the hospital to your house. Think about how you would view somebody that's speeding on the highway in that moment. That's you. You that guy, bro. Ain't nothing cool about it. Bro, you literally lose nothing by driving like you got some sense. It ain't even little to no upside. It's just downsides galore. Why not cruise? Why not use that time to think about your life? Turn on the good music. The music that be so good you don't want to get out the car. You ain't in a hurry to get to your destination because your vibe is too strong. So slow your goofy ass down before you take somebody's life. That's my thoughts on the Rashee Rice situation based on the information we have now. Talk to me in the comments, bro. Tell me.
And you don't get there like any more faster like when you drive at this fucking speed limit, bro. It doesn't matter, bro. Unless you're doing fucking, like you said, 140, 160 the whole way through, you don't get there no faster, bro. Unless a couple minutes, bro. It ain't that serious.
Where you agree and where you think I'm
maybe a couple minutes late to whatever you're doing. I don't know whether he's involved or not. Some players live like GTA players in real life. I mean, I was getting 6-7 figures at 23. Never had money before. Once they get money, what do you expect them? Yeah, I mean, he was obviously there, bro. You see it from the shirt. And he's already been like thrown in that situation. The car's registered to him. It's obvious.